The attacker picks up an orange jack-o'-lantern and smashes it onto the victim's head. Dozens of insects pour out of it in a writhing swarm. The attacker punts the jack-o'-lantern with the victim's head inside. It splatters on a doorstep with Halloween decorations.
Scorpion wins.
The attacker flourishes a tablecloth, revealing a bountiful Thanksgiving dinner. They slam the victim's face on the table, breaking open their jaw. The attacker forces a handful of casserole down the victim's exposed throat, followed by a pie and an entire turkey. They stomp on the victim's distended belly. Fountains of blood and vomit burst from their head.
Fatality. Scorpion wins.
The attacker swings a giant candy cane at the victim's head, then stabs it through their back to pin them down. A sleigh pulled by reindeer charges over the victim, pulverizing them. On the sleigh, Krampus catches the victim's head in a gift box.
Fatality. Scorpion wins.
The hourglass.
I'm confused. Kung Lao said you were a beast.
A mere figure of speech, Saizov.
Scorpion strikes the ground to send the victim airborne, then throws 2 rope darts which curve through the victim's torso into their skull. He rips their head off.
Fatality. Scorpion wins. Flawless victory.
Scorpion summons 3 clones. 2 attack the victim with a katana and an axe, then the third breathes fire on them. Scorpion yanks them over with his rope dart, then kicks their skeleton out of their charred body.
Fatality. Scorpion wins. Flawless victory.
Hanging Gardens. Do you hate being reptiloid? Is that why you mimic us?
It's to hide from warmbloods who hate me for being one.
Finish him.
Reptile rushes at the victim in his lizard form and turns invisible. He bites down on their head, then swallows them whole as he turns visible. He vomits them out in a puddle of acid and bile. As the victim's skin burns, Reptile smashes his hand into their head, pulverizing it. Blood gushes out.
Fatality. Reptile wins. Flawless victory.
Reptile launches his tongue and wraps it around the victim's throat, drooling acid that disintegrates their hands. He rips their head off and crushes it in his maw, spraying blood and brains everywhere.
Fatality. Reptile wins. Flawless victory.
Shang Tsung's laboratory.
Turn yourself in, Bihan.
Hell will freeze before that happens.
Finish her.
Sub-Zero throws an ice boomerang that slices through the victim's abdomen. Sub-Zero spin kicks their upper body to face backwards. The ice slams into their head, and their torso slides to the ground.
Fatality. Sub-Zero wins. Flawless victory.
Rematch.
Sub-Zero conjures an ice wall and repeatedly bashes his victim's face against it. He smashes off their flesh, then fragments of their skull and brain. Sub-Zero freezes and shatters their head.
Fatality. Sub-Zero wins. Flawless victory.
The Fire Temple.
Outworld has organized crime.
Its curse isn't unique to Earthrealm.
Li Mei punches through the victim's stomach and yanks out their guts. She clenches her fist and a purple spark of energy slithers along an intestine toward her victim. She kicks their head off and the spark explodes their severed head like a bloody firework.
Fatality. Li Mei wins. Flawless victory.
Li Mei punctures the victim with her glowing fingers. Purple energy surges and explodes their arms. She pierces their stomach. Their torso erupts. A purple dragon flies out, their head in its mouth.
Fatality. Li Mei wins. Flawless victory.
Corrupted forest.
It's been said, better to be blind than to see a Tarkatan.
That's a horrible saying, Baraka.
With a flick of his wrist, Kenshi magically immobilizes his victim. Their head is forced backward to watch as Sento drills down their throat. Kenshi lifts his victim into the air, and Sento withdraws to slice them open from pelvis to skull.
Fatality. Kenshi wins. Flawless victory.
Kenshi manipulates Sento to slice up the victim's body. The sword then skewers the victim to the ground. The butchered pieces fall apart as Kenshi recalls Sento.
Fatality. Kenshi wins. Flawless victory.
Temple of Kataravala.
I understand your rage, Baraka. How can you? You've never faced death!
Baraka stabs his metal forearm blades into his victim's torso. He lifts them up and pierces through their face. The victim plops to their knees.
Fatality. Baraka wins. Flawless victory.
Baraka punches his victim and pulls out an intestine. He strikes his forearm blades to start a fire. He throws the victim and holds onto their intestine to roast them. More Tarkatans enter and they tear the victim's limbs off to feast.
Fatality. Baraka wins. Flawless victory.
Treasure chamber.
Your timeline is unlike any I have encountered.
If you think you know me, trust me, you don't.
Geras summons whirling sand. He grabs the victim and shoves them into it, grinding away half of their body and bloodying the sand. He slams the remains into the floor, making them burst apart.
Fatality. Geras wins. Flawless victory.
Geras rips the victim's head off through a portal, then shoves it into his current victim's torso. They stare at their own bloody face, then another Geras reaches through a portal behind them and tears their head off.
Fatality. Geras wins. Flawless victory.
The flesh pits.
Back off, Cape. I pack kryptonite bullets.
Whatever kryptonite is, it doesn't scare me.
Woo! Suck on that!
Round 1, fight!
Omni-Man flies the victim into a subway tunnel and he grips their head to face an oncoming train full of people. Passengers are ripped to pieces as the victim is carved through the train, spraying blood everywhere. Omni-Man hovers, holding the victim's severed head.
Fatality! Omni-Man wins. Flawless victory.
Omni-Man grips the victim's head with a hand on either side of their skull. He squeezes, digging his fingertips into their face. He rips their head off, then plunges it down through their torso before stomping the head.
Fatality. Omni-Man wins. Flawless victory.
Rematch.
Sundo.
I'm gonna carve the meat off your bones.
Not if all you got is a knife. Jesus! What the hell?
An alien butterfly emerges from the victim's mouth. As it hovers nearby, Peacemaker aims his shotgun.
Damn it!
He blasts off the victim's arms, a leg, then shoots a hole in their chest as the butterfly evades. When it lands gracefully on the muzzle, Peacemaker snatches and crushes it.
Fatality. Peacemaker wins. Flawless victory.
Go time.
Peacemaker dons a jetpack and blasts toward the victim, bisecting them at the waist. Entrails dangling, they both skid to a halt as Peacemaker grips their lapels.
Activate sonic boom.
The pulse balloons out and cracks the screen. Peacemaker feeds a chunk of the victim's flesh to Eagly as he lands.
Peacemaker wins. Flawless victory.
Unlocked.
Sundo, you aren't in Skynet's files.
I will be after this crossover.
Ghostface slices the victim's throat, then knocks them to the ground while stabbing their chest. On a couch, Johnny mashes buttons on a controller.
What? Oh, come on!
This is bullshit. He's a dude with a knife.
Ghostface emerges to stab his chest as blood spatters the screen.
Fatality. Ghostface wins. Flawless victory.
Ghostface spins his knife in one hand before stabbing the victim in the gut. As the victim attempts to flee, they collide with a second Ghostface, who raises his knife. His screaming white mask is reflected in the victim's eye. Both Ghostfaces stab the victim through the forehead and spine.
Fatality. Ghostface wins. Flawless victory.
Cage Mansion.
You aren't like the others.
Their souls are not imbued with chaos.
The T-1000 drives a tow truck, barreling into the victim. He pops out the broken windshield and climbs to where the victim is pinned against the grill, firing a submachine gun into their chest. The truck collides with a wall and explodes as the fluid metal T-1000 walks calmly out of the flames. T-1000's fluid metal transforms him to look exactly like his victim. He points a finger that blends to spear them through the eye socket. His arm then transforms into a sword which slices downward, dissecting the victim as he lifts them off the ground.
Fatality. The Hourglass. That armor is not yours to keep.
So Sector said, but I still have it.
Noob Saibot's shadow sprints toward the victim and leaps into their shadow on the floor. Shadow energy ripples through them, and a shadow clone bursts from their back. Noob Saibot pulls the victim while the shadow clone grips their vertebrae and rips out their skeleton.
Fatality! Noob Saibot wins. Flawless victory.
Rematch.
Noob Saibot and his shadow clone punch the victim, then splinter their knees. Noob Saibot axe kicks the victim's head backwards, then spin kicks it through their own chest.
Fatality! Noob Saibot wins. Flawless victory.
Wu Shi Academy.
Your soul is pain.
I've become outcast to my family, Emak.
Cyrax glides around the victim using friction assist, tossing sticky bombs onto them. Foam expands from the bombs to dismember them. Cyrax shatters the solidified foam with a flying sidekick.
Fatality. Cyrax wins. Flawless victory.
Cyrax leaps atop the victim's head, then activates friction assist as she pirouettes. She twists their head off, kicks it, then stomps it as she lands.
Fatality. Cyrax wins. Flawless victory.
The gateway.
We cannot return to the palace.
But your help is needed against the sorcerers.
Ermac levitates his victim, limbs akimbo. He rotates their torso to sever their arms and legs at each joint, then smashes the shuffled limbs inward. The bloody pulp falls to the ground.
Fatality. Ermac wins. Flawless victory.
Ermac telepathically thrusts the victim's soul out of their body. He claws his hands through the air, bisecting the victim's body at the waist. Ermac's jaw unhinges, stretching unnaturally wide as he inhales. The victim's soul flails desperately as Ermac siphons it away.
Fatality. Ermac wins. Flawless victory.
The maze.
Your subjects can't see this side of you.
For the good of all, perhaps they must.
Kitana flings her fan blades. They form a vortex that lifts the victim into the air and shreds them into pieces, showering the ground with gore.
Fatality. Kitana wins. Flawless victory.
Kitana covers her and the victim's faces with a fan and kisses them. A pink heart and sparkles pop through the air, then the victim falls and sprays vomit on the floor as their skin liquefies and blood oozes out. Their skeleton crumbles onto a puddle of gore and vomit.
Fatality. Kitana wins. Flawless victory.
Rematch.
The Gateway.
I don't think combat will cure you.
Dearest Tanya, we must try.
Melina plunges her side blades into the victim's shoulders, forcing them down, then unfurls her mandibles and bites open their skull before slurping up their brain and devouring their mutilated head whole.
Fatality. Melina wins. Flawless victory.
Rematch.
Melina slashes open the victim's belly with her side blades, then stabs them through their skull before wrenching it around. She flips onto their back and rips off their head while flipping away. She flings the head.
Fatality. Melina wins. Flawless victory.
The Fire Temple.
I'm no longer a threat to the Empress.
You expect to be taken at your word?
With her staff, Tanya bashes the victim's head to twist it backwards. She jams the staff down their throat, then yanks it out, holding their head and spine. She flings the head.
Fatality. Tanya wins. Flawless victory.
Tanya conjures 4 golden arms which hold the victim aloft by their limbs. She throws her staff down their throat, splitting their torso in half. The staff lands with their head still attached to it.
Fatality. Tanya wins. Flawless victory.
Ying Fortress.
How do I fight someone who can drown a city?
A question you should have asked yourself much earlier.
Rain conjures a column of water, then spins his staff to turn it into a vortex. The victim's limbs detach and their skin is filleted by the spinning water. Rain pulls his arms apart, splitting the vortex and cutting the victim in half.
Fatality. Rain wins. Flawless victory.
Rain forms a tendril of water which constricts around the victim's body in a spiral. He breaks their pelvis to fold them in half, then pops off their head. As it rolls, Rain stomps it.
Fatality. Rain wins. Flawless victory.
The Gateway.
Do you have any redeeming qualities?
You aren't impressed by my wit and charm?
Smoke throws bombs at his feet, dashing in and out of smoke clouds as he slices off his victim's arms. He punctures their throat, then jams a grenade in their mouth. It disintegrates their jaw.
Fatality. Smoke wins. Flawless victory.
Smoke darts through grey smoke clouds to slice off his victim's limbs. A red line blooms across their cheeks, and smoke kicks them to reveal their head has been sliced in half.
Fatality. Smoke wins. Flawless victory.
Living Forest.
So last time around, I hooked up with someone else?
Spoilers, Johnny Cage.
Liu Kang throws a fiery punch. He releases colossal glowing dragons that chomp the victim's arms to haul them into the air. He soars and drives their head to the ground, which splits their body in half and crushes their head.
Fatality. Liu Kang wins. Flawless victory.
Liu Kang chokes his victim and shoves them through a passage into outer space. A black hole siphons off the victim's legs, then their intestines and skin. They thrash until their neck snaps and their skeleton gets sucked in.
Fatality. Liu Kang wins. Flawless victory.
Shang Tsung's laboratory.
So what's the name of your film about us? Mortal Kombat. Talk about talent. Meet Hollywood's newest star.
Johnny slams the victim's face down onto a dark stone plaque with their name engraved on it. He snaps a selfie with their smashed open face.
Fatality. Johnny Cage wins. Flawless victory.
Johnny kicks his victim through the windshield of a supercar. The scissor door opens and Johnny slams it closed to bisect his victim at the waist. Johnny clicks a fob and the car accelerates, dragging the victim by their entrails before crashing.
Boom! Fatality. Johnny Cage wins. Flawless victory.
A button confirmed.
The flesh pits.
My lessons with Master Kai go well.
Has he been teaching you my leaping cheetah style?
Kung Lao throws his hat, slicing through the victim's shoulders and knees. The hat flies and decapitates them. Then Kung Lao grabs it and cleaves their body in half.
Fatality. Kung Lao wins. Flawless victory.
Rematch.
Kung Lao flings his hat up, then flips over top of the victim while holding their arms. The hat slices down the victim's chest. Kung Lao rips and slams the two halves of their body together.
Fatality. Kung Lao wins. Flawless victory.
The maze.
I'll steal Datusha and kill you with it.
You are welcome to try.
Glowing wings expand from Ashra's back as she ascends. Daggers of light fly from her wings at her victim and pierce their chest and throat. She drops to the ground and incinerates them.
Fatality. Ashra wins. Flawless victory.
Ashra swipes and transforms her Chris into a whip. She wraps her victim's head and torso, then pulls and severs them in pieces.
Fatality. Ashra wins. Flawless victory.
Havoc Citadel.
Until we met, I'd never heard of Saito.
Because all in the realm shun outsiders.
Nitara takes flight and seizes her victim by the jaw. She forces their mouth wide open as a colony of bats glides straight down their throat. She rips apart their wriggling torso to release the bats.
Fatality. Nitara wins. Flawless victory.
Nitara claws out the victim's intestines. She yanks them airborne and kicks them away while holding the entrails. Their bloody skeleton bursts out and shatters.
Fatality. Nitara wins. Flawless victory.
The Hourglass.
There are more Netherrealm secrets I can share with you.
I'll find them on my own, sorcerer.
Harvick rips open his own chest and yanks out his putrid heart. He rips out his victim's heart, then shoves his pulsing green one in its place. Harvick's heart detonates, splaying open their chest cavity.
Fatality. Havoc wins. Flawless victory.
With a kick, Harvick snaps his own femur and stabs it up through his victim's jaw. He breaks open his arm and slices their entire torso open with his broken forearm bones. Harvick heals.
Fatality. I win. Flawless victory.
The maze. When I control your mind, I will control your powers.
Neato. Now shut up and fight.
Quan Chi conjures 5 tall panes of glass which slice the victim vertically. He separates them, exposing a grisly cross-section before dispelling the glass.
Fatality! Quan Chi wins. Flawless victory.
Quan Chi conjures and throws a burst of green magic. The victim gouges out their own eyes as they fill with green light, then claws through their cheeks to rip off their jaw. The victim grips their own head, twists, and wrenches it off to hand to Quan Chi as their body collapses.
Fatality! Quan Chi wins. Flawless victory.
Tomb of the Dragon Army.
I do not fear your magic.
Well, I'll give you something to fear.
Homelander punches the victim up into the sky. They slam into the nose of a passenger plane. Homelander grabs the victim's head, then releases them to be pulped by the plane's turbine. As the plane plummets, Homelander salutes to a frantic passenger inside.
Fatality. Homelander wins. Flawless victory.
Homelander shoots lasers from his eyes, first to slice off the victim's legs, then to bore through their eye sockets. The red beams char the victim's face, then explode their head into pulp before slicing their torso in half.
Fatality. Homelander wins. Flawless victory.
Corrupted forest.
My technology doesn't awe you.
Nor does great wealth or strong magic.
Conan kicks his victim toward a witch's cauldron, then slices off their arm. He rams his sword through their mouth, then shoves them into the bubbling green liquid. The victim convulses as their flesh melts. Conan lifts the sword with the victim's skull skewered on it.
Fatality. Conan wins. Flawless victory.
Conan chops his sword into the victim's collarbone. He drives them to their knees and cleaves down the other side. Conan grabs their hair and holds the victim's head and neck aloft as their body spurts blood and drops to the ground.
Fatality. Conan wins. Flawless victory.
Havoc Citadel.
I need the Shirai Ryu's secrets.
You won't get them from me. Sector
activates the rocket boosters on her palms, then thrusts them onto the victim's chest. Flames surge over their skin and erupt from their mouth and eyes. Sector blasts a huge column of flame at them, leaving only smoldering ashes.
Fatality. Sector wins. Flawless victory.
Sector grabs the victim around the waist, then rockets skyward. As they pass through the upper atmosphere, the victim freezes solid. Sector narrows her eyes and plunges back downward, shredding the victim apart on re-entry. She makes an impact crater where she lands.
Fatality. Sector wins. Flawless victory.
Rematch.
Ying Fortress.
Liu Kang doesn't owe you anything.
No, he stole my life from me.
Takeda wraps his whip blades around the victim, encircling them several times. He pulls, tightening the whips to grind their torso to a bloody mist. As their head pops off, Takeda bisects.
Fatality. Takeda wins. Flawless victory.
Takeda flings his whip blades through the victim's stomach, then kicks them away. He yanks the whips apart, untwisting them to spin the blades like a blender through the victim's torso.
Fatality. Takeda wins. Flawless victory.
Rematch.
The flesh pits. Would it be so difficult to trust me again?
Try impossible, Shang Tsung.
Shang Tsung forces a potion's white-hot fluid down the victim's throat. Then he cuts their belly open with his vambrace spikes, making it gush onto the floor. The victim's skin sloughs off as they melt into a puddle of the fluid and their liquefied flesh.
Fatality. Shang Tsung wins. Flawless victory.
Shang Tsung slams the victim onto a medical table, then slices open their torso with his vambrace spikes. He pours a potion into their gaping wound. A serpentine creature bursts from their chest. It burrows through the victim's face with its maw, tears out their brain, and gulps it down.
Fatality. Shang Tsung wins. Flawless victory.
Living forest.
Your name will be stricken from every monument, every shrine.
But you can't erase it from the hearts of Outworld.
swipe of his axe, General Shao sends his victim airborne. He leaps up to grab their wrist, then whirls them around with enough force to flay all the flesh from their bones.
Fatality! General Shao wins. Flawless victory.
General Shao sends a wave of red magic toward his victim. They land pelvis first on his axe, and Shao grabs their ankles to drag them along its blade, bisecting their torso.
Fatality. General Shao wins. Flawless victory.
Shang Tsung's laboratory.
What is Liu Kang's hold over you?
How are you so ignorant to think he has any?
Sindel's silver hair snakes toward the victim. It wraps around both arms, snaps them, then rips them off. Sindel struts forward as her hair holds the victim aloft by their wounds.
Who's your queen?
Sindel rips their spine out through their throat.
Fatality. Sindel wins. Flawless victory.
Rematch.
Sindel hovers, circling her victim. Purple sound waves cause the victim's head to bleed and burst open. With a final pulse, the victim's flesh explodes from their skeleton in a pool of blood.
Fatality. Sindel wins. Flawless victory.
The Hourglass.
You Earthrealmers are all alike,
says a man whose mind is clouded by prejudice.
Draco whirls his spear to slice off the victim's limbs. He stabs them through their gut, then jams the spear in the ground to hold the wriggling torso aloft. Draco yanks down on their ribs, forcing the spear up through their mouth.
Fatality. Draco wins. Flawless victory.
Draco breaks the victim's arms, exposing jagged forearm bones. He forces them up through the victim's jaw, then twists their upper body around. He reaches through their belly to pull out their spine and pelvis.
Fatality. Draco wins. Flawless victory.
Night Market.
We're finished. The dragon army's destroyed.
There is more than one path to victory.
Raiden holds the victim in a stasis made of blue lightning. The electricity licks across their body, stripping away their flesh. Raiden leaps through them, shattering the meaty skeleton.
Fatality. Raiden wins. Flawless victory.
Rematch. A button confirm.
Cyber eye shining, Kano plunges his hand into the victim and rips out their bleeding heart. The victim falls.
Fatality. Peacemaker wins. Flawless victory.
Jax enlarges himself into a towering giant, then crushes the victim under his boot.
Fatality. Omni-Man wins. Flawless victory.
Rematch.
Sonya blows a sparkling pink kiss which sets the victim on fire. She salutes.
Fatality. Ghostface wins. Flawless victory.
A massive clamp deploys from Sector's chest and compresses the victim into a bloody pulp.
Fatality.
Frost touches the victim's chest, freezing it. She punches them to the floor, shattering their torso and exposing their skeleton.
Fatality. Homelander wins.
Chameleon slices the victim's neck, then throws her side blades to shear off their head.
Fatality. Conan wins. Flawless victory.
Madame Bo tosses a full serving tray upward, then kicks the victim's head off. She catches the tray, followed by all the dishware, and finally the victim's head.
Fatality. Noob Saibot wins. Flawless victory.
Janet uppercuts the victim's head off.
Fatality. Cyrax wins. Flawless victory.
Darius tears the victim's arms off. He hits their face with one arm, mutilating it, then bashes them with the other, lobbing their head off.
Fatality. Sector wins. Flawless
Rematch.
victory.
A button confirm.
Serena plunges her fiery claws into the victim's chest, tearing open a hole which leaves their heart dangling. She skewers their beating heart with her tail, then tosses them.
Fatality. Ashra wins. Flawless victory.
Cyrax steps out and releases a load of explosives from his metal chest which surround the victim. They detonate, shattering the earth into a million pieces.
Fatality. Nitara wins.
Rematch. A button confirm.
Flawless victory.
Up and down button.
Down wins. Flawless victory.
Rematch.
Shujinko spears his fingertips toward the victim's chest in swift jabs. The victim stumbles back while vomiting blood, then their sternum explodes.
Fatality. Ashra wins. Flawless victory.
Rematch.
Motaro grabs the victim's arms and jams his mechanical tail into their forehead. It detonates, exploding their torso.
Fatality. Peacemaker win. Flawless victory.
Goro jumps down and grabs the victim with his lower set of hands. He smashes their head with his upper hands and tears them in half.
Fatality. Reptile wins. Flawless victory.
Rematch.
Tremor rolls a molten rock sphere which enlarges to bowl over his victim. It pulverizes their torso.
Fatality. Scorpion wins. Flawless victory.
Rematch.
Movado slings his elastic whips into the ground by the victim's feet. He stretches back, then leaps through them feet first.
Fatality. Ermac wins. Flawless victory.
Farah hooks and flips over the victim to slice them in half.
Fatality. Cyrax wins. Flawless victory.
Stryker struts up to the victim and fits a variety of grenades and C4 to their chest. He walks away and clicks a detonator.
Fatality. Ghostface wins. Flawless victory.
Scorpion reveals his flaming skull. He spits flames which burn, then explode the victim.
Fatality.
Homelander wins.
Flawless victory.
Rematch.
Sub-Zero glides in and freezes the victim's neck to wrench off their head.
Fatality. Baraka wins. Flawless victory.
Rematch.